You're good.
Okay, call the meeting to order here. First point of business is approval for last meeting's minutes as emailed. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll motion.
Thanks, Sue. Do I hear a second?
I'll second. It's Lindsay.
Thanks, Lindsay. Appreciate that. We have a motion, a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, same sign. Motion carries. Okay. First up, financial report. Dave, you're up.
All right, I'm going to share my screen like always, so bear with me. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So I'm going to go on down to the finance section. And just remind everybody, since this is March 1st, we do not have the February financials completed at this time. We are still working on closing, and it will not be closed for another week or so before we get everything taken care of for the month of February. So in January, we had our revenue. We had for SAVE. This is we had 20.3 million coming in, almost 20.4. We had expenses. This is actual expenses of 34 million. SAVE expenses. A large part of that was refinancing bonds that are part of that 34 million that we have here. And so one of the things that you're going to see here, and we saw this at the last month, but it's been adjusted in February, but since we don't have February financials, you're not going to see the budget amendment here showing the amount for the bond proceeds that we issued for the new elementary school, which the old out on the Jackson site, which does have a name now. And I don't know if John, are you going to share that later, or do you? Well, it may have been shared out there already. People might have known. It's that one will be called Maple Grove. Will be the new elementary on Jackson site, and the new elementary on Coolidge will be West Willow. But this is the bond proceeds. Majority of this is the bond proceeds for that school, and we will be issuing the second round of bonds for that here yet this year, and we're starting that process as we speak. I was filling out paperwork here this last week, and we're starting to get that ball rolling with anticipation of bonds being sold and finalized in April. This is kind of what we're shooting. So going on down to SAVE kind of detail of the SAVE fund here in 2021. What we show here, this is through February 25th. We try to give you as much as up to date as possible what we're actually pull out of the system, but we're not totally closed for the rest of the financials to be completed. But at this point in time, what has been spent and encumbered is what is in this column, and what we have in budget is in this column. So you can see we have budgeted, I always point this out at every meeting, we have budgeted for the new elementaries on the Coolidge site, 17.6 million, but it shows we have $20 million being spent. But that's not true, because the 20 million is what is encumbered to be spent, what's remaining on the purchase orders that are outstanding for the project. And so, and in fact, we still believe that this project in this year, we will we have budgeted 17.6 million, and but we don't anticipate to spend more than that this year. Jackson, we have an estimated the new elementary on Jackson or the Maple Grove, we have estimated to spend 2.5 million. And for that, we haven't done all the contract stuff is still in process. So we don't have all that put out there yet. So as of right now, in the month of January, we only had about 6 million as spent. And that is probably more actual than anything on that, than encumbered. So in total for this year, we have a budget about lower 40 million, and we have scheduled right now to spend 35 million at this point in time in save. I'll go on into Pebble if anybody has any questions. The rest of this is prior history of data and save. Does anybody have any questions on save funds for what I've shown so far? Not hear anything? I'm going to move on. As for Pebble here, same story here. This is as of January 31st, 2021. We have received so far to date 6.4 million, and we have expended 7.6 million. And so we have annual budget of revenue is about 10.9 million, and we have received, like I said, that 6.4 million. So we still have the second round of property taxes to come in, and that's the majority of the rest of the revenue that we're going to be getting here in the March and April will be the big months when we get our property taxes for the second half of the year. So we're right on target where we are from last year to this year. This year we're at 59%. Last year we were at about 53% at this point in time. So we're pretty close running in how we collect. Now this is all broken out as of February 2025. This is the most recent data we could pull. And we have this done by project and to have all your totals by projects there. So you can kind of go on and see kind of where we're at. Like here, the Volkswagen settlement, I mean, that is what we have. We have the first half of our Volkswagen settlement will be coming. The revenue for that, I believe this year, I think we got our first round of buses in. And so we'll be able to account for that. Our derecho hasn't really changed much since last time you've seen this report. The derecho damage especially out of Pebble, that really hasn't changed. I don't anticipate that to change much. Let's see here. We are starting to build in our budgets for the following year to show that. I'll see if we have anything in there for 2022 yet. Budget years. Let's see if we have anything starting to be budgeted. Not seeing that as of right now, but you will before the end of the year. You're going to start seeing some budget amounts pop up for the next budget year. You're going to start seeing that. That might be next month when you start seeing some of those. But there's a lot of data here and it's sorted by project. So I'm not going to go through all of that. I think you guys can look at it and see kind of what interests you. But we'll open up for any questions you might have. No questions?
No.
All right. That's my report.
Okay. John, looks like you're up on the new elementary. Ready to go?
New elementary update. Things are still going well out at Coolidge. We're starting to get some painting done on the interior. Above ceiling inspections are happening here in the next week or two. So we'll start to see kind of some finished paint and some ceilings to go in. And that's kind of, in my opinion, at least really when the building starts to take shape and you can start seeing what's happening when the finishes start there. So that's exciting to see. I believe they made their last floor pour will be making their last flooring pour sometime this week out in the cafeteria. And brick will be starting here in probably 2 to 3 weeks on the outside of the building. So, yeah, all in all, things are running smooth, and not much new news to report there. Jackson, as you guys saw last month, we had bids in. We did receive signed contracts back from the contractor, so those are getting signed. We have our kind of just initial kind of meet and greet type thing with the general tomorrow, and then a week from Thursday will be the pre-construction meeting. So that'll kind of give us an idea of what the contractor's thinking as far as when they can get started and when they plan to get started there. So that's kind of my update on the new elementary buildings. I'll open it up for questions on that.
Do you have any questions? I just can't imagine this weather not helping things. We got forecasted, so.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Anytime we can get, heck, I think I saw it's supposed to be like 60 on Monday. I don't know if anybody else saw that or I dreamed that last night, but yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Any questions for John? Okay. Not hearing none. Is that it, John?
That's all, sir.
Thank you. Next, we have approval of the Jefferson High School Auditorium seating project. Go ahead, John.
Yeah,
Want
Jefferson.
to talk about that, or?
Yep. So just real short here. Only 2 bidders on this project. Kind of a small project. One of those you wish you didn't have to go through the formal bid process. Just because it's there's enough in there that you don't get your seating people just to do it individually. So you get your generals to bid it. So it generally ends up costing you a little more than if you could break it apart and kind of manage that in-house. But bid laws are bid laws, and they're there for a reason. So we have to follow them. So just 2 bidders on this one. Low bid was $184,000. The estimate was $150,000. And our budget was $103,500. So I want to explain that just a little bit. So these are budgets that were set back 7 years ago on the inception of Pebble. And really, it's one of those things that going into it, we knew we would be over budget. We weren't going to go into the main auditorium and say, okay, we're only replacing $103,000 worth of seats. We knew that we were going to replace every seat in there. And we tried to pick our materials in such a way that would just be smart with taxpayer dollars, I guess, there. So something that's good, but not gold plated. And that's what we went with. And yeah, so we know we're over budget, which is fine. We're over estimate there by about 20%. But one of those things, it is what it is. It's just a tough project. It's not an attractive project to general contractors. So you end up paying a little more, and just kind of what happened there, I guess.
Is there any percentage, John, that we have after that we rebid it?
No, I don't think so.
Percentage over budget, I guess.
Yeah, so if we were to rebid it, we'd have to make a scope change, and I don't know what that would be. We're going to take out the old seats. We're going to put in the new seats. They have aisle lights on them. We're going to reconnect those, and we're going to change them. We're going to replace the aisle carpet. I mean, so we're kind of down to the nuts and bolts as it is anyways. So to make a scope change to rebid that, I just don't know what that would be, Pat. And if you've been in the Jefferson Auditorium,
I just didn't know
recently, you'd say this is done.
Gotcha. Okay. Looking for a motion from somebody on the. Let's go through that. We need a motion first on this one.
Would you guys like me to just read all the motions today? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Okay.
You've been a great go-to for it.
Okay. It is recommended that the Board of Education award a contract to the low bidder Garland Construction, Inc. for the Jefferson High School Auditorium seating project. The low bid amount is $184,000. Solom Lang construction estimate $150,000. Actual cost $184,000. Project budget $103,500.
So everybody's heard the motion by Sue. Do I have a second on this?
Second.
Who is that? Dave?
Dane.
Dane. Dane Bruncheon seconds the motion. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Those against, same sign. Motion carries. Next one, we have approval of grant ES and Wilson MS Middle School, Elementary School, and Wilson Middle School restroom improvement project. John?
Yep. So one of our standard summertime projects here, restroom upgrades at Grant and Wilson. 4 bidders on this. Low bid 301,000. Estimate and budget at 320. So really, these came in just historically speaking. Typically, we're about 175,000, 170 to 175 per set of restrooms. So that would put us about 340. So to come in at 301, that's good. A little smaller square footage wise than we typically do. So I think that helps with the cost, but they're just, good, really good numbers all around. So we're happy with that. Haven't worked with Enzeidig in a while. So that's good to have some new blood in here as well, local contractor. So looking for approval.
So good.
I will make the motion.
Looking for
to
that
approve.
recommend.
I'll do it.
Thank
It
you,
is
Sue.
recommended that the Board of Education award a contract to the low bidder Unsighted Construction for the Grant Elementary School and Wilson Middle School restroom improvement project. The low bid amount is $301,000. Solemn Lang construction estimate $320,000. Actual cost $301,000. Project budget $320,000.
Okay, we have a motion on this one. I need a second.
I'll second it. Dave Dvorak.
Dave Dvorak seconds that. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those against, same sign. Motion carries. Next one, approval of Franklin Middle School RTU roof replacement, John.
All right. Rooftop unit that serves the gym area over at Franklin. 2 bidders on this one. Low bid 245, estimate 250, and budget 250. So design team, they really hit this one kind of spot on what it was going to cost to get those things up there replaced. Working with Bowker, local contractor, that's always good. And Bowker, they do quite a bit of work for us. Good to work with. So just looking for approval on this one.
I'll make the motion.
Awesome. Sue?
It is recommended that the Board of Education award a contract to the low bidder Bowker Mechanical Contractors for the Franklin Middle School rooftop unit replacement project. The low bid amount is $245,000. Solemn Lane construction estimate $250,000. Actual cost $245,000. Project budget $250,000.
We have a motion by Sue. I need a second by someone.
I'll second it. Dave Dvorak again.
Thank you, Dave. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, same sign. Motion carries. We need approval of demolition of existing building at the new elementary at Coolidge Elementary School site.
Yep. So the demolition of the existing building there to happen this summer. 6 bidders. Bids are kind of all over the place, which isn't necessarily odd for a demo project. It seems like that you get some contractors that they just throw a number at it, and I think we had that with a few of them here. Anyways, good news is our budget was $200,000. Low bid came in right under that, $199,200. So we're happy. Zinzer, they'll do a nice job. Very reputable company. Oh, again, just looking for approval on this one.
Okay,
I'll do it.
Yep.
It is recommended that the Board of Education award a contract to the low bidder DW Zinzer Company for the demolition of the existing building at the new elementary at the Coolidge Elementary site. The low bid amount is $199,200. OPN construction estimate $200,000. Actual cost $199,200. Project budget $200,000.
Okay, we have a motion by Sue. I need a second by someone.
I'll second it again. Dave Dvorak.
Thank you, Dave. We have a motion and second. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, same sign. Motion carries. Down to comments and recommendations. My comments are, I'm really happy to see the diversity we're getting in these bids, John. You made the comment to see some local contractors. Most of them on there are basically local contractors anyway. If they're union or non-union, they're still local, and the bids are coming in really good. Except for that one. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any comments or questions or anything, recommendations? What do we have for the date of the next meeting? I don't have a calendar in front of me.
It is April 5th.
April 5th at
Yep.
4 o'clock.
4 p.m. You got it, sir.
Okay. This is a short and sweet one. Appreciate everybody's time. I need a motion to adjourn, and unless we have any other business. Dave or anybody else have anything? Lindsay, did you have anything? Any comments? Sue, anybody else?
No.
No.
Dane? Okay. Thanks, everybody. I need a motion to adjourn then.
Make a motion.
Thanks, Dane. I need a second.
I'll second that one too. Dave
Thank you,
DeVore.
Dave. All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
See you
Aye.
next time.
Thanks.